I'll do a quick little video. Here's a really an exceptional T positive albino nerd water monitor. And this one's already gone through quite a bit of the color change. Just very, very outgoing, very social. I will point out one little thing, I guess, for this purpose of my video. Some supposed other expert was basically saying that water monitors, or monitors in general, they have no need or interest in, you know, as far as coming out. They don't actually look forward to interacting with the keeper or anything like that. And I will go up against the wall when it comes to that. That's absolutely not true at all. People with their nonsense saying that I'm rubbing fish oil on my hands from making the animal cold so it comes out. You know, it's clear that people that say these kind of things, you know, may have only been keeping, you know, animals for 3, 4, 5, 6 years or whatever, and don't really have an understanding of these animals. And so therefore, you know, they're just basing these statements from what they know or what they think. But the problem is, what they think they know is bullshit. Because I've been doing this a long time, and I'm also very intuitive about what these guys are about and what they like. And I've learned a great deal. Clearly, I've helped open the eyes of lots of people about these animals. But saying that these animals don't want to interact with you, they don't have any interest in you, and that they're, you know, basically, you know, just a primitive predatory type animal that everything it does is for a reason. That, you know, it's doing this because it's trying to get to food, or it's trying to, you know, climb up me like I'm a tree or something like that. That is just absolute rubbish. I certainly know that people that have different pet lizards, you know, some people are going to really get a strong opinion, like, wow, that animal is social, really does like interacting. They're incredibly curious, and once we can get them where they trust people and are acting like they would in nature. So if I look at this animal right now, and this animal is, there's no fear, there's no nothing. All it is in a very curious thinking state. When I'm looking at this would be an animal, you know, who's crawling down, you know, a stream bed looking for food, just taking it all in. It's the same kind of thing. There are no triggers going on here. There's no fear. There's only just basically, you know, curiosity. This animal has no reason to fear me whatsoever. So it's behaving normally. But to have an animal that you're interacting with that really doesn't have that, you know, that fear, that's far less common than people would even think. And, you know, obviously this is, you know, captive born and wonderful, but you can see this animal, there's no reaction. And I make lots of animals just like this, and this is, you know, the purpose of what we do. I love these animals more than anybody, and I just spend a lot of time studying them. But I also understand a lot of the aspects of these animals that I think other people don't. And, you know, they're going to want to have a different, you know, view of these animals, and I have my own view and whatever, and there's going to be haters and stuff like that, which is, you know, in reality, it's literally nonsense. They're going to have their opinions, and I think they're looking at them more like a coffee mug than I'm looking at these animals as individuals having brains, being very capable. So the more you put into them and the more you really look at them as they are, the more you start understanding that. But a lot of people can't seem to understand that. So until then, they're going to be at odds with the evil morph god, and this is one hell of an animal. Look at that. That is intelligence. Say goodbye, baby.